I'm thinking that Sundays should definitely have a nice guy post. And so I have a few nice guy posts in this one video compilation. You're welcome. Okay, so this man, who I believe might be 22, says, "Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now, back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using that bad boy style and switched to being a nice guy, he could be as intriguing as me. Look down, back up. Where are you? You're at an affordable restaurant with the kind of man you want to be with in your life. What's in your hand? It's your phone with my dating profile waiting for you to swipe right. Anything is possible with men like me who's Romeo and won't use you. So message me and plan a date." Now, who wouldn't want a man like this? The self proclaimed nice guy. Okay, some of the comments. "I'm actually completely intrigued by a man who would absolutely never have presented himself as a nice guy, even though he is so kind and wonderful, because he understands that being nice isn't something you should be rewarded for. An affordable restaurant? Excuse me? I love a Michelin star." And this person says, "It never ceases to amaze me how out of touch with reality some folks can be. That's for sure. This fascination with bad boys, so juvenile. Haven't heard that. Haven't heard anyone seriously use that term since middle school." I don't know why they insist on acting like women really prefer bad boys. Okay, this person's comment. "What's funny is I have to actually deal with some jerk like that at my job." Okay, he's 20. I only know that because his birthday is posted in like the November births. And there's this one girl he likes who is his age, but she doesn't like him. She talks to me and sometimes she gets a little flirty or handsy, but nothing inappropriate or anything like that. We laugh, we joke, we have fun, but he takes it, oh, like she only likes a-holes like me, but not nice guys like him. And I'm like, dude, shut the F up. First of all, she's 19 and I'm 32. There's no way in hell that's happening. And secondly, her father is in the stockroom and is the stockroom manager. And there's no way in hell I'm going to get on his bad side because we're cool with each other. Now we have a nice guy in another language. He says, "Hello." She's like, "What do you want?" He says, "I am also happy to talk to you again. And so, good reciprocity. I just wanted to know how you are." She's like, "I'm good. Is that all?" He's like, "Why are you so cold?" She's like, why would it be? It might be related with how rude you can be. Bluntly, our last conversation wasn't very pleasant." She's like, I'm sorry. He's like, you're right. He says, "I just wanted to apologize and request an audience in the most respectful way." Denied. But why, dude? Because no. All right. Don't forget to delete my number. F you. Okay, so the person who posted this gave some context. She said, "We hooked up 2 years ago. He told me to F off over some disagreement. And then the day after that, he asked if he could come over so he could properly apologize, AKA hunch. I told him no and deleted his number. He also texted me last year, but I ignored him. These texts are from last week. I wanted to ask him to delete my number so this conversation happened. He is a self proclaimed nice guy and has told me before he is the only real man you've ever met in your life," and so on. She says, edit, "I will delete if people think he's not a nice guy, but I think the way he changes from long words and nice wording, since I'm a gentleman, to why dude is very telling." I agree. Okay, I'm going to move on to this one. This is the man in gray. "Thanks for getting coffee with me earlier." She says, "Yeah, no problem. It was good to get that project done." He's like, "Hey, do you think you'd be interested in going on a second date?" She's like, "What?" Since coffee went well." She's like, "We're working on a project for work. I didn't think that was a date. Plus, I'm engaged." Quit being such a tease. How about Friday? Dude, I'm engaged. So Friday? No. Why? You literally saw my engagement ring. Right. I know that's just some ploy to get me to chase you. It looked fake. How much was it? $1? Dude, women like men to chase them. Most men would try to get you to cheat, but I'm a good guy. Plus, I'm extremely intelligent, which is how I know the ring is fake. You're delusional. Am I? Or am I right? So Friday? No. You are a F word. I'm sorry. You are F. What does this even mean? Look at the screen if you're listening to me. You are F. What does this even mean? And fat. You're lucky I gave you a chance. Have fun alone, you old B. I'm 20 and I was going to be nice, but there's no chance I would give you a shot even if I was single. Then why are you texting me? Stop texting me then. Hello? Hey, hey, B word. I'm going to block you. And miss this D, doubtful. 8 inches of pure loving, baby. Hello? Blocking you. Good night. I would suggest, ladies, stop saying good night and don't tell them that you're blocking. Just block. Just block. Because telling them good night, yeah, then they'll be like, oh, see, she wished me a good night. Now, this nice guy is negging this woman and they're talking about video games. I don't play video games. I'm not a gamer. So the green lady the green is the lady. Okay, so the lady is in green, the nice guy is in black. And so he's like asking her what kind of games she plays. And then he's like, do you play any real games? And she's like, how's that not a real game? Yo, you serious? It's a dumbass animals or being your friend. No real gaming. You know that. She's like, what's a real game then? He's like, you don't have to get an attitude. I'm just making fun, dork. So he's negging her, and then he starts to get upset when she starts to mirror his disposition. He's like, games like Battlefield, Cyberpunk, Farsi, shit, Madden. I could help you play them. And she says, wow, tell me you're a basic white guy without telling me you're a basic white guy. He's like, you got jokes. And then she says, all that is casual shit. Pick up a real game. Get on my level. Then he starts to get upset. What the F are you talking about? I'm playing around, dork. So she just continues to match him. This is where she starts to set him off. She says, I feel like I should have blocked you, even if I did have Facebook. You're insulting my game choices. He says, because they're weak AF, and you're being a see you next Tuesday over nothing. Whatever. She's like, does your mom know you talk about women like this? He's like, my mom won't ever around. Why the F you bringing that up? She's like, that checks out. You have zero respect for me or anyone. Here, he gets mad. You're just a fat B who does nothing and leads people on. You're nothing. F you. I was being nice. And she continues with him. After he calls her a B word, she says, I don't settle for trash like you, your baby moms. You called me a liar. You shit on my games, playing effing even more trash games. He's like, at least they get in D, unlike your fugly butt. You have no idea you have no idea what you do. Bet you have some effing herpes, you fat piece of poop. How many kids do you have custody of again? How many of your boyfriends have died? She's like, so this is what you do to get girls, insult them. He says, again, I was playing, but you had to be a see you next Tuesday. So through, I gave you guys just a few of these screenshots. I was really feeling her because she kept it going. She kept on mirroring him and he got increasingly mad. And that's because that's what they do. They see their jokes as like little lighthearted things. Throughout this thing, he kept on calling her a dork. He kept on downplaying whatever games that she was playing. And so she started mirroring him and she started making fun of him. And then he all of a sudden gets really upset. He starts cussing. He starts using all kind of swear words. And that is why these people who are using the very thin veneer of a nice guy, it just comes off real quick when you mirror and match their energy. For 2024, please continue to mirror and match their energy and let their mask come off really quickly because they can't take it. They can dish it out, but they can't take it. There's a passage that I want to bring to you from Why Does He Do That by Lundy Bancroft. This part right here is talking about how these abusive men take their words out on women. They dehumanize us or objectify us, and they use their words, and they try to use these words to bring us down to as low a point as they can, and they use the most terrible words that they can think of. Now, this book was written 20 years ago, and these dudes are still using the exact same words. Now, ladies, I want you guys to get used to hearing these words so that you become unbothered by them, because they keep using these words on purpose because they think that it makes us crumble. We have got to get to the point of being so unbothered by them that they're going to either have to change and become normal, rational human beings, or they're going to have to come up with some other word. Okay, so I'm going to start here, kind of near where this yellow is, a little bit before. This tendency in abusers is known as objectification or depersonalization. Most abusers verbally attack their partners in degrading, revolting ways. They reach for the words that they know are most disturbing to women, such as the B word, such as the WHORE word, a woman of the night, and a see you next Tuesday, often preceded by the word fat. These words assault her humanity, reducing her to an animal, a non living object, or a degraded sexual body part. The partners of my clients tell me that these disgusting words carry a force and an ugliness that feel like violence. Through these carefully chosen epithets, and my clients sometimes admit they use the most degrading words they can think of, abusers make their partners feel both debased and unsafe. Objectification is a critical reason why an abuser tends to get worse and worse over time. As his conscience adapts to one level of cruelty or violence, he builds on to the next. So it doesn't get better. It just gets worse. And we're seeing this online. We see these people use this language online quite a bit. It's not just at an intimate partner. You see how they dehumanize us and they put us on par with objects all the time that can be traded in. We're like cars, we're like an appliance. Once we get used for a certain amount of time, we are replaceable. So keep that in mind. You are able to be replaced and objectified because you are not human to them. That's because how can anyone respect your humanity and call you such vile names? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind as you are, online, as you're interacting with people. This is a reason why I'm really, really quick to block people. I don't need their opinion. I don't need their spirit near me because they do not respect my humanity. So why should they get to be in my presence? And I want us to become so unbothered by these words that they can say them and you just tune them out. They haven't gotten any more creative in the last 20 years. Why do you even care what they say? They are the least educated. Stop caring. Become unbothered. But you guys go ahead and weigh in on this little tidbit, this little amuse bouche of a passage, because this is where I want us to go. Becoming unbothered. Hear these words enough and become unbothered by them. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. I saw this Reddit thread about a week or so ago, and I didn't get a chance to bring it to you, but I do want to talk about this, especially when these nice guys or these pranksters start out like with jokes or negging. This is what it could escalate to. She says, "My husband, 30, shaved my head," and she's 31. She says, "Me and my husband have been married for 3 years and together for 5 years before getting married. We've always had a healthy, harmonious relationship, or so I thought, and welcomed our daughter 3 months ago. Keep in mind, we talked about how they change after kids. Yesterday morning, we were getting ready in the bathroom. My husband was shaving next to me while I was brushing my teeth. Out of nowhere, he takes his electric razor and runs it through my head, shaving a part of my hair just above my forehead. First, I thought he just pretended to do it. Then I saw a big chunk of my hair falling into the sink. I didn't get a complete bald spot, but the damage is clearly visible. It's important to know that I've always had long hair, reaching the mid of my back. Never cut it short, not alone got a buzz cut. My husband likes my long hair too and never told me to get a different haircut. I totally freaked out, started crying and yelling at him while he was laughing. He told me it was just a prank, how it wasn't a big deal, it was just hair, and that I could grow it out again. We had a serious fight afterwards, and in the end, he did apologizing, admitting that he was an a hole, but still insisting it was a prank and was funny, at least to him. Although he apologized, I still cannot forgive him. I will either need to wear a hat or scarf, brush my hair over, or get bangs, which I normally wouldn't do due to my face shape, to cover the damaged area. It will take years to grow my hair out again to its current length. However, what I'm most concerned about is that he still insists it was funny. I just don't get why he would laugh at my misery. It seems borderline sadistic and abusive to me. I'm also afraid that he would do something like this again in the future to me or to even our daughter because he finds it funny. I don't think I'll ever be able to forgive him or trust him and seriously consider getting a divorce. On the other hand, he has never done anything like that before. It seems totally out of character. He isn't a prankster. Okay, he isn't a prankster or has ever made fun of me. Neither did we have any marital problems nor big fights, not even after the birth of our daughter. Until I make up my mind, I don't want to talk to my friends and family about it, as I don't want to be pressured into deciding either way or being judged if I don't take their advice. Should I stay with him or should I divorce him over this? So this woman says, I'm not one to jump to it's abuse, but for him to keep insisting that it was funny to him while you're in distress is a massive red flag. Something I haven't seen pointed out is that while they've been together for 8 years and he has never behaved like this, that the OP has really noticed. They had their first child 3 months ago. He thinks she's locked down now. He's relaxing into this behavior. That's more than likely been just under the surface all along. I'm not saying it would or will advance to what we typically think of as normal physical abuse, but this man is not safe. He doesn't respect you or your boundaries or your distress. He had to be convinced to apologize from the sound of it. Nothing about this is okay. I'm horrified and mind boggled. My partner and I are jokers, and I can say with certainty he would never do something like this. This woman says exactly this. My husband and I joke so much, and we have a really dark sense of humor. He'd never do this to me, and I never do this to him. His stepmom used to shave his head if he forgot to brush his teeth and things like that. Cutting someone's hair without their consent is a very invasive, controlling thing to do, and it leaves the person feeling very out of control of their body. It's disorienting and confusing. And the OP, he chose to do this to you on a very visible spot where you are not easily able to hide it for an extended period of time. So no matter what, you'll feel that feeling every single day when you look in the mirror. Pranks aren't funny unless everyone is laughing. He's a bully. Okay, I got it wrong. I saw this Reddit 2 weeks ago because I just went back to it just now just to see if there was an update or whatnot. And the post had been deleted, and I can't get back to the woman's account because it was a throwaway account. So I just wanted to give a few more of these comments on it. This person says, the reason you don't want to tell your family and friends is that you know they'll confirm what you already know, that this was a completely shitty, cruel thing to do. I would separate over this at the very least and insist he sort himself out with a therapist before he's allowed back in your home. And this person says, yeah, he harbors resentment towards the OP and wanted to ruin one of her best features, something she was proud of. And he's not sorry. He's glad he got to take her down a peg and not only ruin her self-confidence and looks, but is also happy he is getting away with it. That OP feels powerless and he feels powerful. This would be a deal breaker for me. It's a clear red abuser flag. It's not just hair. This was cruel and an abusive power play. I bet something else has recently happened in their life to spark this. Either the OP got a promotion, got complimented on her hair, or something happened on his end, which made him feel like he needed to establish dominance over her. So this person said, she said they welcomed their kid 3 months ago. They say abusers usually turn their switch when they feel like they've trapped someone, marriage or kid. Also, OP is probably giving the baby all of her attention, and he's a jealous man child, trying to get back at her for ignoring him. Definitely a red flag and definitely time to start an escape plan. And then Nano Noodle says, this feels like a plausible explanation. Last one I want to talk about, any man that resents his wife for giving ample attention to their child, especially in the first few months, has serious issues. There would be no way to mend this. I'd run. What happens when that jealousy turns to that child? It's horrific. Think about all of the cases where a baby accidentally breaks a collarbone. Why would anyone want to live that way? You must be able to trust your partner above all else, especially with your child's, yes, especially with your child's life. It should be a priority. Run, don't walk. I know people want there to be a pattern of pranks and a pattern of bullying, but we have got to be okay with being one and done. But you guys can weigh in on this. This definitely seems malicious.